back to Boggy Creek Life, Mail Calls and Grail Halls with the post-WonderFest episode. It's been a while since I made a video, just going through a little life stuff, you know, and stress, whatnot. But if you're new to the channel and you haven't already, go ahead and like and subscribe. And if you're a returning visitor, thank you very much. Alright, so this episode, WonderFest was just June the 1st and 2nd there, a couple weeks ago, last week, something like that. And I went for my very first time, very, very overwhelmed, I will say. Yeah, it was just amazing. There was amazing kits everywhere. They had a model contest. I believe there was like 888 models that entered the contest. Just amazing talent all over the place. I got to meet a lot of people that I've talked to in the hobby on Facebook for the past 4 years. That was awesome. You know, shout out to my dude Jamie Saj, Scott Johansson, Jason Walker, Model Club TV, and David Horvath. Just the list goes on and on. Mark Worthling. I met a bunch of people. Troy Nayard. So yeah, I mean, just the list goes on. I just met so many people that I've been talking to all this time and just really wanted to meet, and it was just a really, really awesome time. Went with my best friend, Dave Beebe, and hopefully turned him on to the hobby. So, with all that being said and done, I was still waiting on 2 boxes. I shipped them back to myself, you know, so they would hopefully meet me home, and there were 6 total. 4 made it kind of quick, and the other 2 are delayed, so hopefully by the time I'm at the end of the video, the other 2 will have shown up. And without any further ado, let's go ahead and start checking out some of these kits. Okay, so I'm going to try to go through these kind of quick. A few of them, like I said, I know you guys don't like long videos, so it was produced by at least Scott Kelly, I believe. Sculpted by Wayne Hansen, the Undead Templar Knight. Huge, like 1/6 scale, I would say. Nothing to build. All together. Beautifully sculpted. We can get in close on it now. And I just thought that this would be just a great painting piece. I mean, everything is the face. I mean, look at it. You got the rot in there. The chain mail. Very, very highly textured. Highly detailed. I mean, it's going to be like a wash and dry brush dream, you know. So rich in textures. Rotten bones sticking through the knuckles, or knuckle bones sticking through the skin. The layers, chain mail. Got the cross there. The bag. Leather worn holes in it. All the rotten flesh. Just looks like it's going to be a blast to paint. All the chainmail there. Look at the detail in the sheath. It's even got a lion or a wolf on the cape on the back. It's gonna be a lot of fun, and that's why I got this one, because I just thought it would be fun to paint. I don't know when this was originally sculpted. I didn't get that many details off of it. So if anybody knows, go ahead and feel free to leave them in the comments or on the Facebook page at Boggy Creek Studio. There. Alrighty, that's number 1. Get on to number 2. Alrighty, so next up we've got this nice little mermaid kit by Sci-Fi Models and Stuff. I thought it was cool. It came out a few months back and I saw it on Facebook. I went ahead and grabbed one because they were at the show. It's Homo Sirena, Caribbean mermaid, 1/6 scale. You can see the intricacy of it. I believe everything comes with the kit. Let's go ahead and open her up real quick and take a look. Okay, so first off, because I like to give credit where credit is do, I just messaged Dan Garden, who is Gardon, however you pronounce that. If I'm butchering that, I'm sorry. Garden. He is sci-fi models and stuff, and he informed me that the sculptor was Roan Farley. So go ahead and check this out real quick. Gives you a nice little set of directions, how it goes together. My camera is terrible. There we go. And you can see there's like a parchment, kind of like a, little Latin homos or Sireno in there, Caribbean mermaid, date, and it all goes together with these little brass pins. There we go. It's a better look at the parchment paper. Very, feels like an oddity, like a place you get in a curio shop. But it comes with, a finished wood base, stained brass rod that goes up in it. And I only unwrapped a few parts because it's like a really delicate, petite 3D print. There's the torso. You can see the holes where the pins go in. So they've got all that prepped out for you. There's part of the tail. I bet these were a nightmare of 3D print because they're, even though the 3D printed resin and stuff is a little more durable than regular plastic, I'd say, still kind of, delicate. Nice skull. Look good all painted up. Nice texture on it. We got a little hole right there. Maybe that's where the mermaid was killed. Ain't nothing a piece of putty over primer would take care of. Excellently done. Like I said, it's just like a little curio kind of thing, You can see, I didn't even unwrap these. This is my fingers the size. These are the arm bones. You can see how delicate they look in there, the hands. And I'm not taking that out until it's ready to build. So once again, Dan Gardner over at Sci-Fi Models and stuff. Good job, I'd say. I think he's got an Etsy shop if you want to check it out. He's got a bunch of stuff. Nice little kit. Check it out. Okay, so up next I got this Crypt Keeper from Tales from the Crypt model from Screaming back in the day. And my buddy Dave, when we got back, gave me this old Hellraiser puzzle box, and I'm showing it with this because these may tie together. I'm not 100% sure, but you'll see when I show you here in a minute. Okay, so first off, real quick, we've got the torso, big, right about 1/6. Required quite a few. You have one of these. Nice textured model. Crypt Keeper usually wore like some kind of burlap looking thing. This was sculpted by Joe Loudy. Back of it. Good old vinyl. I don't know why he's got a toe hanging out down there. I don't know why he likes me some vinyl. Pretty simple. One hand's on the book. Got to cut this out. The other hand. Nice details. Screaming made some pretty awesome vinyl models. Unfortunately, I wasn't doing this back then. That's another thing I love about it when you get a good box. It's got a date on it. You can't see it, but it's 1994. Screaming Productions. And it's got all the stuff inside, which I will show you in a second. There he is. His ugly mug. I'm silly. Almost looks like what's her face out of Evil Dead. Almost. Okay. we got the goodies that came with it, you know. Got your directions. I love it. 1994. Show you everything to cut off. They even went as far to tell you what colors to paint it. You know, like a car model back in the day. Assembling guide tells you what glue to use. Read these instructions first. Tells you get a blow dryer. Tells you get a razor knife. I like that it has a little history on it here. Not only does it have, you know, official Crypt Keeper model. Design, Daniel Mark Fay. Sculptor Joe Loudy. Photographer Bill DeMichelle. Hope I pronounced that right. By the late 1940s, comics in America had grown pretty stale. Superheroes were in a slump, and crime comics relied on the same overused ideas issue after issue. Bill Gaines, publisher of entertaining comics known as EC to fans, recognized this and decided to pump new blood into the EC line. 1950 saw the emergence of The Crypt of Terror, the first ever out-and-out horror comic, complete with supernatural fiends, blood and gore and violence. Comic fans rejoiced, and after only 3 issues, The Crypt of Terror was permanently renamed Tales from the Crypt. The comic was hosted by the Crypt Keeper, who would introduce each issue and answer fan mail. America had found its new hero in the pages of a horror comic. 40 years later, the EC legacy lives on with the smash hit TV series Tales from the Crypt, hosted by none other than the Crypt Keeper himself. Each week, millions of viewers tune to HBO to catch another gory story introduced by the pun-loving Creep. Now, to celebrate the ongoing antics of the Crypt Keeper's hideous host, Screamin' proudly offers a museum-quality model figure to horror fans everywhere. And you know, I learned something there. I knew it came from a comic book, but I didn't know it was that old, you know. And it comes with crepe hair. It comes with pages for the book. You can use either or, whatever you want to do it. It comes with, I don't know exactly what this would be for though. Screaming products proudly issued in the USA. Make the finest materials available. We design our models. Okay, so this is if you have ideas for other kits. You fill this out and mail it in. This is awesome. No website, no call, none of that. It's send check or money order. $10 plus $3 shipping for a Screaming t-shirt. That's nostalgia right there. Now here's where the box may tie in, because my buddy's son said, oh yeah, that was a model when you put it together. And he's had it for years. And I was looking at the other Screaming kits that they have, and lo and behold, up here we have the box. Now, whether this is the exact same model kit, I have no idea, but I just thought it was cool. So anyway, there's the Crypt Keeper from Screamin', and let us move on to the next. Alright, and up next we got The Crow by Intellect International. If you've seen my last video, you know I love The Crow. So, yeah, I've seen this on eBay and stuff, and just happened to see it there. And, well, you know, I like to buy stuff in person too, so. 1/6 scale. I like to read that little stuff at the bottom here. 1994 Crown Vision Incorporated, all rights reserved. Intellect International. Sculpted by Master Sculptor John Dennett. Package design by Brian Babrow. Model painted by David Voigt. Photography by Jerry Duvall. Made in Japan for Intellect International Incorporated. 1994. Love me some John Dennett. Alright. Box a little beat up, but you know, it's all good. A little advertising for, I believe, an early Sideshow figure. Came pre-painted. If I was reading the box correctly. Alright, let's check it out. Alrighty, so I got this from a German fellow, I believe, at WonderFest, and I cannot remember his name for the life of me. Bigger fella had a table there. I think he was buddies with my other German friend that I actually got to meet there, that I've been talking to on Facebook for a few years, Jens Porter. Somehow I only got to see him at the picture, and we missed each other the whole rest of the time. But so if you happen to make it this far, or if you watch it at all, good to meet you, Jens. So has the instruction booklet, which I always love, and it's just the care that they put into it. They tell you, wash it, use a diagram, be careful when using a knife. It just seems like nobody even says stuff like that anymore. Like, it's nobody careless. Read the whole guide. It tells you how to do it. Tells you what tools you need: super glue, optional tool, plaster of Paris. That's so you fill it, because this is hollow. So that's so you can fill it up so it'll stand up. Some people will tell you not to use that anymore because after time it does something. I can't remember. Well, I'm like, yeah, in 20 years I probably won't even be alive. So gives you a paint list, and I like this here at the bottom. It says to learn more about model building and painting figure models, the following products are recommended. Model Mania with David Fisher, which is what people told me to buy just a few years ago, and you know what it did. Some of the products have changed, but the technique still holds true. Amazing Figure Model Magazine, and it's got old Columbus, Ohio down there, my hometown. So that's cool. And on the back has the acknowledgements for people who made the model possible, and it has sculptor John Dennett, package design Brian Barbo, painted by David Voigt, photography Jerry Duvall, John Tyson, Pete Tomiskus is the coordinator. The contract administrator is, I can't even pronounce that. Story of the Crow. People once believed that when a person died, the crow carried their soul to the land of the dead, but sometimes something so bad happens that a terrible sadness is carried with it and the soul can't rest. Then sometimes, just sometimes, the crow can bring the soul back to make the wrong things right. Look at the kit real quick. I just showed you the legs, trench coat. Of course, you got to cut all that out with a vinyl model. I don't know. Like I said, I wasn't around in the hobby back then. But apparently there was something to do with making these, that they had an extensive amount of flashing left over. But masterly sculpted by Mr. Dennett. All the way down to the eye holes on the boots. Get a shot of old Eric Draven. Hair, Shelley's necklace, holes, rope. If you haven't checked it out, go back to my last video. I got a Naren Sculptor crow. It was like a major grail kit for me. Trench coat. And black tape wrapped around it, I believe, if I remember correctly, in the movie. Somehow I ended up with two arms, but I'm not complaining. And I got the other arm. Alrighty, so that would be the crow. Let's move on. And next up is Woods Witch Urban Legend, sculpted by Rick Roberts, I believe. That has rubbed off, so if I'm saying that wrong, I am totally sorry. Originally produced by Alternative Images Productions. I purchased this one off Scott Kelly at his table. And I saw it and I was just like, it's awesome. It's a Wendigo, basically. I mean, that's what it is. Alright, let's open it up, check it out real quick. Shit. Alrighty, so yeah, there's styrofoam popcorn. I hate it. I know it's a necessary evil. I know. base, little woodland area, whatever, you know, just some ground. Could be some rocks, could be some deer poop, who knows. Now, on her, she's got some big old bitty, you know, whoever the witch was, she must have had implants before she turned off, went on Wendigo on us. But you can see, like, the deer jaw from apparently maybe an outfit or something, you know. It's just a very, very interesting sculpture. Very detailed, wrinkly skin. You know, there's different adaptations to the Wendigo story. You know, usually they were Native American shaman who, and don't quote me on this, okay, people, just don't quote me. There's something to do about caste power or something to do with greed or something, and an insatiable hunger, and, like, you know, they would even eat off their self, something like that. One thing I do know is that here's the arms and the antlers. Got a nice bracelet around the wrist there. Well, one thing I've always heard though is, in most of the, because I listen to quite a few podcasts about cryptids, and they fall into the cryptid category, is most of the actual Native American stories never describe them with antlers. That's kind of a modern thing that we've threw in there. But I saw that, and you know what? I even like it better like this than it looked on the box. This is going to be a blast of paint. Looks like a very simple build. Be a nice addition to the collection whenever I get time to start building stuff. So if anybody out there knows where I can purchase this time to build stuff, please let me know. I will buy an ample amount of it. Okay, and let's move on. And just real quick, I picked up from my buddy Jamie Sodge at his table. Didn't have any box or anything. That's okay. It came in a baggie. Just a little Horizon, really soft vinyl Alien Queen fetus. So you see it's the queen by the shape of her head. Cut it off there. Cut it off there. You glue it together. And she got a really, you cut that off obviously, really long tail. Paint that up a nice little black or something. Just, or maybe in like the, you know, like the fetus color they were when it busted the chest burster. Cool little thing to have on the shelf. Thanks again, Jamie. Alrighty, next up we got Jeepers Creepers, produced by Shadow Creations, Troy Nair. Sculpted by Master Sculptor Mark Van Tine. Quarter scale bust. Let's check it out. Okay, beautiful quarter scale bust here. I mean, I like some quarter scale busts, don't get me wrong. This is a good one because it's got lots of action. It's got going on, you know, the arms are out, the trench coat's flopping in the wind. And I mean, it's just masterfully done. You can see the base is his old pickup truck there. He's got this axe in his hand that I'm holding up because I ain't got nothing to put it in there with, so now I'm going to take that off. It's 3 parts. Nice sturdy resin. Go over it. Attention to detail, Mr. Van Tine, is greatly done. I wish I had a better camera. Sometimes things zoom right in and sometimes they don't. There we go. Raggedy, jaggedy nails. The head and the hat. Not too much to say about the hat. He just had an old beat up hat. Spot on. Spot on. A little claw predator mouth thingies that open. His whole head opens up. Remember that now? I ain't seen that in a while. But his whole head opens. Just excellent likeness. It's going to be fun to paint. Tell already, highly textured. Oh, let me get this back over here. No problem with that being held on there. Just nice texture, movement, flow, motion. Everything you could want in a bust. This was the last one he had, at least at WonderFest. I don't know if it was the last one he had, period, but I said, well, I got to get that. Because these are my monsters. I mean, they're not new by any means, don't get me wrong. But they're not the ultra classics, and don't get me wrong, I don't hate the ultra classics. I love them to death. Just the movies weren't all that great to me because I had seen better movies by then. You know, because of technical growth in the world. But anyways, enough of my mouth. Got the little truck. It's even got the Be Eating You license plate. Decal. I can get a hold of it. Be Eating You. Little two-part license plate bracket gets glued together. Little ram thing that go on the truck. It's nicely done. Nicely done. Nice heavy chunk of resin too. Oh, it's even got that on the back. I missed that altogether. Eyeball. Jeepers Creepers. Oh, and it also came with a little bit of crepe hair because he got some scraggly hairs on his head. So once again, Mark Van Tine, Troy Nair, Shadow Creations. If you're interested, give him a ring there on Facebook. He may have more at home, I don't know. Alrighty, on to the bigger stuff now. Okay, so this is a bit of a grail kit for me, even though it's not that old. It's only a few years old. Produced by George Stevenson Blackheart Models. When I saw it, I was like, oh my god, I hope I can get one of these before they go away. They got different versions. I think like the ultimate one comes with another head where it looks more like Ed Harley, you know, in the transformation. Well, at the spoiler alert, if you haven't seen it by now, I was like 12 when I saw this. When he gets like starts taking his soul over at the end or whatever, his face kind of turns into Ed Harley, portrayed by Lance Hendrickson. That's it. But anyway, this will not set up, so I'm just going to have to show you part by part. Oh, and by the way, if you like Medusa back there, yeah, I just use her to hold tools and stuff. Amazon, baby. Amazon. It's like a pot holder for a plant or whatever. So anyways, unfortunately, I do not know who sculpted this. I know it was cast by Mark Brokaw and Brad Worley. Excellent job on the casting. This is the base. I had to turn down the brightness so you can see, but it's got a pentagram and it says Pumpkinhead on it. And he pretty much sits back here, so I'm going to have to put some kind of mount thing in there because he's a little top heavy. I'll go ahead and try to stick the head on him for you just so you can see it. I mean, it just fits excellently. It only slides on there one way. No play. No give. Got the bottom jaw and stuff over there. I'm not even breaking it out because I have nothing to hold it on with anyway. But I mean, you can see this, so you know how good it's going to be with the teeth. Originally, I don't know who sculpted it originally for the movie either. I don't know, does it Rob? I don't know. Stan Winston Studios. I know that much. I want to say Rob Bottin, maybe. I'm sure somebody will let me know if I'm wrong. I wish I knew who sculpted this. But like I said, I'm sure somebody will let me know. Hollow casted, so it's not like super duper heavy. Oh, I can't wait to paint this. I mean, Eric Draven may just take a back seat for a hot second. He's got the cross that he holds in his hand. If you remember the scene where they thought they were safe in the church and they weren't, and they ended up running off. And he reached over and grabbed the cross, and pretty much this is what you saw from the camera. Rah, rah, and he started beating it everywhere. Because he's a demon of vengeance, and he's not happy when he sees cross. This thing is so big. If I wanted to be like Peter Cushing for Halloween or something, I could go fight vampires with it. I mean, once again, excellently sculpted by whoever did it. Much kudos, much credit. Beautifully done. Skin, veins, texture. Now you say, oh, well, the fingertips. Well, they're casted in a translucent resin so you can paint them like that clawish color. The other arm. And I mean, this thing is it's ginormous. It's look at it. So if you're a big Pumpkinhead fan like I am, I suggest you add this to your collection because it is a beautifully done piece. And I hope to be working on it soon. As soon as I finish the damn 3D printed alien that actually George gave me an idea on how to paint it because mine wasn't working out so well because I haven't painted an alien before. So I'll keep you posted on that. But there is the great pumpkin in all his glory. Alrighty, on to the next. And last and not least, also from Blackheart Models, huge 3D printed Queen Alien. And George over there at Blackheart actually sells another one bigger than this. It's the exact same kit, but the head is about that big. And it stands about that tall. It also comes with a base, but these were like hot off the presses, and he said he would mail it to me free of charge. It just looks like the floor on the ship, like the grating, It looks like she's like came up through some flooring in the ship. Excellently, I once again, I'm not sure who sculpted this. Let's see. We got some directions here. Tells you how to put all the pieces together. There's like a bunch. I mean, this is a good model kit. There's a bunch of little pieces, lungs, spines, vertebrae, little teeny tiny cockroach arms that go in the middle, or maybe it's resin. I don't know. Maybe some of it's digital engineering by Eric Askew. Queen Alien digital sculptor by Don't shoot me if I'm getting this wrong. It's either Daniel, like a different way of spelling Daniel, or Daniele, or Danko Angelazzi. Yeah, I'm not really good at pronouncing different names. Prototype 3D printed by David Weiberg. Minifex, large hand spikes, spine caps, inner mouth. 3D printed by Eric Askew, warrior hands, arms, face, and clear dentures. Molding and resin casting by Brad Whirlybird Entertainment. Anyways, got prepping the parts like a good model kit should. Got all the different parts numbered right there. Shows how it goes. Talks about Stan Winston, James Cameron. And it was actually straight when he gave it to me. I shipped her and Pumpkinhead in the same box to try to save some money. So there you go. But yeah. Okay, so I think she may be resin. And then I think these may be 3D printed. But her noodle slides up in there. I don't know what that is. Maybe an imperfection. That's okay. I build models. I can fix it. Got a big open mouth hole. There's some of the cleared teeth. Auxiliary secondary mandible that goes up in there. You know, I haven't seen these movies like a million times. I mean, I've seen them at least a good couple times a piece, you know. But it's not something I rewatch on a regular basis. And it's just the creature design for these is so awesome that I love these movies. I love the monsters. The warrior arms go somewhere out here. I mean, if I was looking at directions, look, oh, they go downward. And she's holding herself up like coming out of the floor. Like so. Okay. Nice big old. And I mean, it's just excellently sculpted. Looks just like the Queen Alien, you know? Bunch of these spines. Huge. They go off the back. I'm not sure in what particular order or where at the moment, but they go there. I'll figure it out when I get to that point. little tiny hands for the regular arms. Just brilliant done. I thought it was a excellent piece. I always wanted a Queen Alien kit, and now I have one. So, oh, and the little extra that I seen at George's table, and I'm like, if you get a Queen Alien, you know, how can you not get you a bishop? So he's not showing up that well because he's in dark resin, but it looks just like Lance Hendrickson. This is a Lance Hendrickson heavy episode, isn't it, between Pumpkinhead, Bishop, and aliens, you know. But he's been in a lot of great stuff, so there you go. But yeah, the floor for her is basically like this here. So it'll be a nice piece to go side by side with each other. Maybe even just might set him on her base because there's a little bit of room on there, if I remember correctly. I know he's not quite to scale. Should probably be a bit bigger, I imagine. But, oh well. Alrighty. There you go. Alright, so thanks once again for stopping by and checking out these really cool kits with me. If you haven't already and you like what you saw, go ahead and give us a like and subscribe. Turn on the notifications so you don't miss any episodes. Greatly appreciate it. I had one more kit. It still hasn't came. I'm going to have to get in the post office's ass about that. It was by Model Works, W-M-O-D-E-L. Model Works, W-O-R-X. And they had recently put out the one with like a creature from the Black Lagoon figure with the beauty on the stump fishing. And this one is the Metaluda mutant with the honey with the laser gun and stuff. That's the one I got to go along with the other one that I already had. And yeah, it has not showed up yet. In the last package I got, I shipped all these at one time to myself. And the last package I received was like 4 days ago. So, and no update on the postal app or anything. But anyways, you guys don't care about that. So once again, thanks for stopping by. If you want, go ahead and stop by Facebook, join, or like the Boggy Creek Studio page. I post pictures of the builds and stuff there. I also post them here on YouTube. Sometimes on Instagram. I'm not on Instagram probably as much as I should be because everybody says you can get better things on Instagram. I don't know. I'm old. I'll stick to Facebook. But yeah, thanks for stopping by. Please give us a subscribe. And as always, be good to each other. Model on.